hours after Texas got the green light to enforce its controversial immigration law, it's now facing a stop sign again. The law, known as SB 4, empowers local police to arrest and detain migrants suspected of crossing the border illegally. Over the past 2 days, it's been a legal seesaw of whether the law is in effect or not. Laredo was one of the border communities that would be directly affected by SB 4. The impact of this law is far-reaching. The Port of Laredo is the #1 international trade port in the United States. Joining us now is the mayor of Laredo, Texas, Victor Trevino. Mayor, it's great to have you here. You've called SB 4 a distraction from the real border solutions, like the bipartisan border bill that can't even get a vote in Congress. What do you mean?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. But yes, what you're saying, we're in uncharted waters, and it's one thing to see the border on TV or take a picture here, but it's completely different when you live and work here. And we've been having several discussions with mayors from the border, and we have all been frustrated with a decades-long situation of the bad immigration system, the broken immigration system. We need to remember that this is not a political issue. It is an American issue, and we're living there.
Well, when you say, Mayor, when you say that people don't, the photos don't tell the story, what is it we're not hearing by looking at photos or even video of what's going on the border?
Because it's not the same thing to get a picture and know everything about the border rather than the reality that we live here.
Yeah.
And not all border areas are the same. The ones you see in the pictures are different areas. Some areas have a lot of crossing. Some areas don't. Like in Laredo, we are a processing center, but we get the migrants that are apprehended in other areas and referred to Laredo. The local communities cannot bear the cost. That's another problem. And the law is currently not practical. Mexico will not take immigrants that are apprehended by the state or municipality.
That's the problem with SB 4, is that it empowers local police to detain and arrest anybody they suspect of being in Texas illegally and sending them back to Mexico. But Mexico is saying, we're not going to take those people.
That's right, because the majority are not from Mexico. They're from South America or other parts of the world. So what will happen if they are apprehended by state authorities or municipalities? They won't be accepted, or are they going to stay stagnant on the bridges? And this will cause a great situation, a difficult situation.
Yeah, that could make things actually worse in your community of Laredo.
Right. And another thing, we need to focus on solutions. And this immigration laws are long overdue. They're antiquated. So one of the possibilities in the meantime is give jobs to these immigrants and have them pay taxes while they're here, while they get their hearing, because they're here anyway. So if they're looking for jobs, have them pay taxes.
Yeah, instead of getting a handout, maybe work instead and pay taxes. You know, Laredo was one of the safest cities of its size nationwide. You've said Laredo's been fine for decades without a border wall. Is that still true today?
It is still true, and that is because we have a great binational collaboration and we share information. This is one of the safest cities. It's safer than many cities in the U.S., safer than Washington. So these are things that we live here, and we attribute that to the Laredo formula that we call it. It has to do with practical solutions, cooperation with our binational counterparts, and this is how things should be done at a federal level. You have to discuss it with your neighboring countries and make practical decisions binationally. That would be common sense.
Yeah. Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.